I've had some trouble on the set occasionally here and there. Won't mention any names. Sorry.
Okay, right here.
How did you come to remake The Thing? Was it something you wanted to remake, or were you assigned to it?
That was an assignment. I didn't own the project, they came to me. And initially I thought this is a bad idea, because the original movie is one of my favorites. I think it's really, really great. And it was only until I found a writer who knew how to do it. And let's go back to the novella that was written originally, and base it more on that.
Okay, right here.
That was almost my question. I was going to ask how you feel when people mention the movie The Thing, and then they ask, oh, which one, the classic one or the Carpenter version, when your version is actually closer to the source?
How do I feel about that? Side with me.
Person behind it.
Out of all your movies, which one was like more entertaining or fun to make?
Man, it's all hard work, dude. It's not fun and entertaining. The most fun, I guess, is Halloween, was because we were all so young and we just wanted to make a film and didn't know any better. But we worked like coal miners. It's a rough business.
Over here.
Start.
Yeah.
Well, first I'd like to know how Napoleon Wilson got his name, but I'm not prepared to die today. So, I know you're a big Westerns fan, and what do you think it is about Westerns that translate so well to horror and science fiction and things like that?
I think the Western died with Star Wars. I think that was kind of the end of it. And the spaghetti Westerns helped pull it off. They kill it off.
Well, but you do it so well. I mean, like, Big Trouble in Little China plays very much like a Western.
It was written as a Western originally. Big Trouble in Little China was a Western. Cowboy rides into San Francisco, who gets involved with underground Chinatown. Because Westerns are our American myth. They have classic plots with classical heroes, and that always works well on the screen. That's why they translate into almost any genre.
Anyone over here? Okay.
The favorite movie that I directed? I can't name one, I love them all. That's real hard to do. But thanks for your question.
Right here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, any news on the lost footage, the Halloween lost footage that was found?
Everybody's been asking me about this. What the hell are you talking about? I understand that somebody got a hold of the reels of film of Halloween.
Yeah, it's a bunch of reels that has the other ending that you filmed.
The other what?
The ending where the shit was running around.
I can't hear you.
They said in the article that there was a scene where Michael Myers is actually dead at the end, and that you filmed that and a different ending. That's what I read.
I did.
Okay.
What I'm thinking is, could that have been, didn't you have Donald Pleasance shoot it two different ways? Like he expected the body not to be there the one way, and the other way he was surprised that the body wasn't there?
But in both cases, it wasn't there.
Yeah, that's the only cool ending, right?
It was the performance.
Right.
The actor who played the Shape in the original Halloween was Nick Castle. And I had him lie down, and if we were doing a POV shot from the second floor window, I had him lie there as if he's dead. And then, because we're rolling the film, I said, okay, get up and walk out of the shot. So we have the shot where it's nobody there. A couple of times when I got a little bored doing it, I asked him to get up and dance. And he's a complete ham, and it was an unbelievable dance. Show tunes, Broadway dance. Came back in the shot again, left again. Maybe that's what they're talking about. There was never another ending. It was never planned.
Okay, question over here.
You enjoy directing more or writing?
Writing really sucks. Really hard to do. I love directing. I love being on set, working with actors. That's my favorite. Writing is hard. You're alone. It takes a lot of discipline.
Is that more due to the imaginative, like using your imagination, or just the time and effort?
It's more fun to work with a bunch of people. It's more fun to visualize things. It's more fun to work out problems than it is alone doing it. It's more fun. I'm a lazy piece of shit. That's all.
Okay, back here.
Halloween was one of the first films to utilize the Steadicam. What was it like utilizing that at that time, and how did it change that opening scene with Michael Myers walking around?
The Steadicam, we used another version of it called the Panaglide. Because we were shooting in Panavision, which is an anamorphic lens. There's these big, giant lenses on the end of the camera. And the way that works is, in spherical vision, you just shoot like you shoot your cameras, take photos. Anamorphic has this giant piece of glass that squeezes the image. Squeezes it, and then when you project it, the projector unsqueezes it. The thing about Panavision is in movies, you use the entire frame. So they can't fuck with you in projection. They have to, what I frame is what I get. So that's why I love Panavision. And I love widescreen. If you try to put a Panavision camera on a Steadicam, you'll fall over. You need something stronger because of the big glass. So our operators got strapped into Panaglide. Panaglide was developed in the early 70s and was used in a couple films here and there. But I thought this is a great, cheap way of getting a dolly, because a dolly shot's hard to get. You have to lay track. You can't go around corners. You can't go up and down stairs. You can't cross the street and go in a door and go upstairs. So the Panaglide was what we were shooting with, and it allowed the thought of, like, well, let's just do the opening in one shot, essentially one shot. That's how it came about.
In the back corner.
Hey, Liv, by the way, you're a hero. Just wanted to know. And in May Live, were you talking about 3D? Did that inspire you to make May Live? Or
When I was talking about what?
3D lenses?
I'm not hearing it. No. The 3D, They Live was, I was enraged over Reaganism, enraged over conservatism at the time, and free market enterprise. So I decided to make it a bold and stupid statement about it, and I made it in a little science fiction movie. That's the whole bit. I read the story in a comic book. It's called 8 O'Clock in the Morning. It's a cool little science fiction story from the 60s. And I just adapted it to what I wanted to do.
Okay. Right here.
I'm sorry? I was going to do a Howard Hawks documentary. I didn't make it. Instead, I went over to the British Film Institute and we did a master class at Hawks. And we just kind of got together and talked about it. Showed a couple of his films.
Okay, right here.
What did you think about Halloween?
Speak up a little, huh?
What did you think of that?
Well, be honest. Okay, let me put this out of the way first. Rob Zombie's a friend of mine. We've worked together before. He did music for me. I will not comment on what I think of the movie. He called me up and said, they've offered me Halloween. What should I do? I said, make a movie that's your own. It's your movie, not mine. What do I think about them making that film? I have two things. One is, whenever they make a Halloween movie, I extend my hand and a check. That is the job I've always wanted in life. Is to get paid to do nothing. The second thing is that a lot of really younger fans now think that Halloween is a movie made by Rob Zombie, and they don't know my film. So I find that kind of strange and weird. But As long as those checks coming up, keep sucking.
Suck it up.
Okay, right here.
You've done a lot of things that affect our fears. There's something that scares you.
Listen, man, we're all afraid of the same things. Every human being in this room is afraid of the very same things. Every person on this planet is afraid of the same things. We're afraid of death. We're afraid of the loss of a loved one, of disfigurement, and you go on and on. Whatever you're afraid of, I'm afraid of. That's why horror is such a powerful genre. Because it works anywhere. It works any place in the world.
Okay, over here.
I was wondering if there was, had some questions about the mask in part one. They say it's the same mask that's in part two. And I saw a picture of you and your band, and all of the members had on multiple Michael Myers masks. I was just wondering if you could clear up how many masks there were. And
Dude, I was 30 years old then. You're talking to somebody who's twice as old as that. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. We had a bunch of them.
okay, so there was more.
There was more than one, yeah.
Okay, right here.
You like CGI?
Like what?
CGI.
CGI, computer effects, computer generated stuff. Some of it can be great. It can be masterful. Think of our Jurassic Park without it. Jurassic Park is great. You believe there are dinosaurs running. You believed it. A lot of movies, it looks like animation. They look like fake things. Things that aren't alive. Less about that. But it really is what you do with it. It's just a tool. It's just a tool to make movies. If you use it right, it can be great.
Back row.
You ever think about doing another escape?
As we speak. No. As we speak, I have stretched my hand out. And this wonderful check has landed in my hand from Warner Brothers and New Line, and they are going to remake Escape from New York. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Right here.
What happened to the beautiful girl? I stopped asking questions. Sorry.
The second one, escape question. I heard there was.
You have to project.
Okay. The second one, I heard it was going to escape from Earth or something. And my other question is, what did you think of James Cameron's art direction of Escape from New York?
James Cameron didn't art direct it. He did a lot of our mat work, and he did some glass paintings, and it's fabulous. Escape from Earth was an idea Kurt and I had tossed around, if we ever did a third one. But now that they're getting a young, brilliant director to shoot the first one, I won't be needed.
Okay. Right here.
Yes, I was wondering, how did you come about selecting the lighthouse location for the farm?
Great question. My production designer, my producer, and I got in a car and we started driving up the coast of Los Angeles because there are several lighthouses. And most of them really weren't for us, and then we landed on this one in Point Reyes, California. It is a national seashore. It was the most romantic, gothic-looking place I'd ever seen. And that was it. We shot the whole movie in that area.
Was it a working lighthouse?
Yes, it was working. Well, it worked. They don't use it anymore. They had it automatically on top of the old lighthouse.
Okay. Right there.
How you doing, John? I was
Hey.
wondering, do you think you ever plan to work with George A. Romero, do like a project together? Or George
What?
A. Romero, you ever do a project with him in the future maybe, or together? Just work together on a film?
He doesn't want to work with me.
I spoke to him.
Why would we want to work together?
I spoke to him at another convention, he said that it didn't work out because of the studios. That was
What the hell are you talking about? Well, there was a plan that to do a movie. Dario and George came to me and said, let's do something, three of us. And I wasn't available. I think that's what he's talking about. Maybe there's something else, I don't know. But I love George, he's been a close friend for many years.
Yeah, I met him and Adrian Barbeau at Saturday Night there.
Yeah.
Great people.
My ex-wife.
I know you mentioned Dario Argento.
Yeah.
I was just wondering which one of his films are one of your favorites?
Which one, what?
Is there any Dario Argento film that you enjoy?
I love Suspiria, I gotta tell you right now. I just thought that was great. I love most of his movies. I hear the recent one is real hard to take. And people are not showing it. I guess he blasts you back in the back of the theater. It's called Giallo. It's Giallo is a Italian art form of kind of yellow journalism. It means crime fiction. And if you saw things like The Bird with the Crystal Plumage or Profundo Rosso or movies like that, that's Giallo. And I guess it's pretty strong. So I haven't seen that one yet.
The girl right there? You?
I realize for every, good horror movie, there's like 1,000 Roman Daggins out there. I guess my question relates to, what do you think, do you think over the years that,
Yes. What would you like to ask, young lady? What do you really want to know?
well, basically, do you think we're too desensitized by, all the horror and gore in modern horror movies?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know.
Or does it stop now?
But there are good movies made now. It's not all bad, okay? There's still good movies made. They may not all be classics. And sometimes you have to be more forgiving. I'm more forgiving of movies, I think, than you guys are. I think you're pretty tough on them. I'm more apt to be really pissed off by big budget movies.